Hey, it's Tristan from www.primaledgehealth.com, and the title of this video today, I think, is going to be why exercise is not always good for you. In some cases, it can be harmful. So let me explain. There's a lot of people um, start getting into fitness, start looking at ways to take control of their life and get healthier. And the first things they look at, and I'm not saying this is wrong, I'm not saying they shouldn't. It's a very intuitive, um, intuitive decision. And the first thing most people start to look at is their food and their workouts. Their food and their energy expenditure, their exercise. So people start looking at eating better and exercising. And in many cases, this will yield beneficial results on the appearance of your body. Now, I've talked about this many times in a lot of past videos. Just because your body appears fit doesn't mean that your body is healthy. Um, and this is the thing about exercise. Exercise is like any other stressor in our life. Stress can make you resilient. Hormetic doses of stressful situations can make you stronger. Mentally, psychologically, spiritually, physically. When you're doing hypertrophy training or strength training, you're working on improving the efficiency of the use of energy in your body under a heavy load. That is a stressful situation. It causes an inflammatory response. Part of building muscle is causing a response of inflammation in the body. Now your body then adapts to this, makes those muscle fibers stronger, strengthens your central nervous system, increases brain-derived neurotrophic factors, are actually creating new neurons. So there's many benefits of resistance training and exercise, but the dose makes a toxin with everything. So if you're doing very, very intense, heavy workouts all the time, and you're doing this at an excessive rate to where you're not recovering, and there's no magic time period. Some people can handle more intense workouts more frequently, and some can handle less. This all depends on your history, your genetics, your environment, other stress that you might have in your life. These things can compound. And so there's no magic cutoff where, oh, that's where the exercise becomes excessive and stressful, and anything below that is fine. It's going to be different for everybody. But if you're doing this excessively, if you're breaking down your tissues excessively, if you're stressing your central nervous system so much, especially at the wrong time of day, doing your workouts after the sun goes down, when you're meant to be mellowing out, increasing your production of melatonin, chilling out and sleeping, you're keeping yourself up at all hours of the night, busting heavy sets of squats or bench press or whatever it is, or doing HIIT training or CrossFit type workouts. You're doing this under artificial light. There's another stressor right there. We all know that artificial light, excessive blue light exposure, is a low-level stressor. So you got to watch all these stressors in your life, and you can't look at exercise as a way to medicate yourself out of poor lifestyle choices and other aspects of your life. So you want to make sure you are recovering sufficiently when you work out. You want to make sure that you are not creating a super inflamed circadian mismatched body where your sleep cycles are out of whack, where your hormones are messed up, where your hormone production is taxed, and where you're not able to recover from your workouts. So yeah, if you want to make body composition changes, you're going to have to move your body. You're going to have to create an adaptive response to stimulus such as semi-stressful situations where you're lifting heavy loads, moving a heavy load, or if you're in more endurance training, you're going to be doing more cardiovascular activity. That's fine. That's going to be a part of your journey. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to be optimal and be able to push energy through your body, reuptake energy, and efficiently utilize it, yeah, you're going to have to move yourself. But if you do this excessively, if you're not recovering, if you're overdoing it, you got stress in other aspects of your life. You got emotional stress. You got stress at work. You're not sleeping right. You're working night shifts. Huge stressor. If you don't have these other things lined up, a little butterfly just right behind me, you don't have these things lined up, and you're creating a chronic inflammatory state in your body through excessive exercise, working out, you can run into problems, and your health might take a significant nosedive when you think you're doing something good, but you're overdoing it. So I'm not saying exercise is bad, working out's bad, but there's a lot of other factors you got to take into account. It's just like any other stressor. You want to use it selectively. You want to use it intelligently, and you don't want to overdo it. Exercise can be addictive for a lot of people. You start tying in your dopamine production with it. Most people's dopamine is so low anyways. Dopamine is tied into emails, phones, fight or flight response. Every time the phone flashes at you, work, relationships. So we're constantly having our buttons pushed in this modern technocratic world. So you want to decrease stress in all aspects of your life. Get that stuff under control. Get your circadian rhythms right. Be exposing yourself to excessive artificial light at night, sitting in front of the computer all night, disrupting your sleep patterns. These can have a long-term effect. Chronic low-level stress with acute stress like intense workouts all the time is not going to create a favorable response in body composition, and it's not going to create a favorable response in health. So just because somebody looks fit doesn't mean they're healthy. I know it's in these days, it's kind of, there's a lot of this like YOLO mentality where, you only live once, might as well look really, really good at the expense of my health possibly. Who cares if I live longer? I'll think about all this other stuff later. I think that's silly. You can have a strong physique, a functioning body that is strong, resilient. You got a kick-ass immune system. You can have all of these things, and you don't have to be obtaining them at the expense of your health. You don't have to obtain an attractive physical body, physique shell, at the expense of your long-term health, your current mental and emotional health. And you can do it in a balanced way. So exercise, the dose makes the toxin. Don't overdo it. Make sure you're recovering sufficiently. Make sure other stressors in your life are not overwhelming you. And use exercise intelligently. So that's it for today. If you want more, you hit us up at www.primaledgehealth.com. Podcasts, more videos, lots of articles. If you want coaching, hit us up at the coaching section. Jessica's recipe book is now in my hands. I've been editing and writing chapter introductions for it, so that's coming soon. Don't worry, guys. It's still on the way. So yeah, with exercise, the dose makes the toxin or the medicine. See you next time. www.primaledgehealth.com. Bye-bye.